Another crucial factor to buy a used vehicle is the condition of the suspension system, because fixing the suspension can be very expensive. And you can test it by pushing down the car on each corner of the car. Now, in a perfect world, when you push the suspension down, it has to come back once. After it goes down, it has to come back once and stay there, with no more movements. Just come back and stay once. But if you push the suspension and it starts bounce up and down, Houston, we have a problem. You don't want to buy a boat. You know what I mean? You don't want your passenger to get sick inside the car when you drive. So put the pressure on the wheel and push it down as far as you can. And as you can see, the suspension is excellent. It just went and stayed. So if you see the suspension is overly bouncy, you should pass on this car or ask for a big discount, because to fix suspension is going to be costly. When inspecting a used car, it's very important to stay concentrated. Make sure you don't have any distractions. Like me, when I do a used car inspection, I don't care what's going on around me. So what I was trying to say, you have to concentrate. I don't even remember what I was trying to say. Anyway, you have to stay focused when inspecting a used car. No distractions. Sometimes, if you inspect the car and it looks super clean, it would be a sign that somebody is trying to hide something from you. Especially if it's too clean underneath or under the hood. I know it's a paradox, but the picture is much cleaner when you inspect the dirty car, because you can see the traces of what's going on everywhere. Wow, this phrase sounds so good, maybe I need to trademark it under my name. The picture is cleaner when the car is dirty. When I see a super clean car, my suspicion explodes. So beware of the super clean engine base. The engine should look like this. It has to be clean, but not overly clean. So beware of the super clean engine base. Not always, but keep it in the back of your head. The next tip is turn the radio off and listen how the car starts. It has to start effortlessly, like this. So when you start your car, it has to start like this. No effort, easy. But if you see some hesitation when you start it, if it sounds like or if it starts like then the car may have a problem with the battery, or even worse, it may have a problem with the starter. It's not as crucial, but you may want to check it out before committing yourself to a purchase. Before test driving the car, do a little test. Park the vehicle on a straight level area, don't park it on a hill, then try to shift gears. Shift to drive, then to reverse, and listen to any weird sounds. And then to park. When you change gears, the sound has to be very smooth without any clanking noises. Make sure the vehicle doesn't make sudden jerking moves when you engage gears. The feedback from changing gears has to be very subtle. So the key is everything has to be quiet, smooth, and well oiled. The next step is to check the power steering wheel operation. Make sure your car is not moving and go ahead and turn the steering all the way until it stops. After you go all the way, hold it and don't release it. The power steering has to turn effortlessly, without any noticeable resistance. Next, repeat the same by turning the steering wheel all the way in the opposite direction. Then listen to whether you hear any loud, weird, or metal-on-metal clanking noises. And then turn the steering back and forth a few more times, just to ensure the smooth operation. If you hear any unusual noise, or notice it's hard to turn, this car may have a bad power steering system. The next one is easy, but interestingly, many people don't really pay attention. After you start the car, look at the dashboard warning lights, which tell you a story of many problems in that car. Lights like check engine, brakes, tire pressure, oil pressure, airbag warning, etc. can tell you precisely what's wrong with the car. But unfortunately, I saw many people test driving the used car saying, "Wow, this car runs like a dream," while at the same time the whole dashboard was lighting up with all the warning lights like a Christmas tree. For some reason, some people want to buy a car so badly that they ignore the obvious right in front of them. So make sure to pay attention to every warning light, which is right in front of your eyes. And the question of today is, what other tips on buying a used Mercedes do you recommend? Please let us know in the comment section below.